Hello, seniors. Mr. Queen here again, and I'm going to lead you through a little bit of the next step of your career research project, which is go up here to classwork, the career research presentation. So while you're on the classwork tab, click on the assignment. The instructions are here. Go ahead and click view assignment. You should always do this when you're opening up an assignment so you can really actually see what you're supposed to be doing here. Let me delete that so I can make sure you've got everything that you need here. For this part of the project, you're going to choose one and only one of the careers that you researched last week, and you're going to create a Google Slides presentation to sing the praises of this career to your classmates. So the first thing you need to do is open your career research outline of the career you were using from last week. So here's the example I gave. That's what I'm going to use because that's what I made last week. You need to open up your own, not my example, not at this point anyway. Okay. Then open up a new Google Slides presentation by clicking Add or Create, then clicking Slides. Here is Add or Create, and there is Slides. By the way, this is how, whenever I ask you to create a document of any kind, a Google Doc, a Google Slide, a Google Drawing, Google Sheets, anything, this is how you should create it so that it will already be attached to the assignment. So click Add or Create in Slides, and it will do exactly that. It will create a new Google Slides presentation, and then it will open it up for you. Okay, and it should have your name here. You can either leave this alone or you can go ahead and change it to the name of your career, whichever one you're going to. That's what I'm going to do. Change it to anthropology, okay, or anthropologist. And then go back. It says C, pick a format that you like and begin adding slides to your presentation. So by format, you've got several buttons up here that let you pick different things. So for instance, you can change the color of your background. So if I wanted to say have all purple, okay, but I don't, so I'm gonna click that and done, but I don't want that, so I'm gonna reset that. Okay. You can change the layout of a slide. I like this particular slide, so I'm not going to mess with it. But for other slides, for instance, if you want to add slides with multiple columns of information, here you go. Or if you want to have a slide, this slide also is actually good. You can put text on this side, and then you can add a picture on this side. I'll show you how to do that in just a second. But let's go back to the title slide. Another good thing to know is the theme. So you can pick a theme here. This is the one I chose for my presentation. I just like that setup, thought it looked cool. So it can be as simple as that and that for your title slide. You can make it a little fancier if you want to, but to start off with, you're trying to get something done, so just go ahead and get something done at this point. Then to add the next slide, you can click the plus sign, but it's just going to do the same kind of slide. So rather than do that, click undo. Rather than do that, if you click this little arrow, it will show you what the slides are going to look like. That's pretty cool because it lets you already see what you're going to do. So go back and look at your career research outline, and you see the first thing it wants is why this career, the name of the career field, and the reasons for studying this particular field. I notice there's not a whole lot of information here, so you don't necessarily need a big slide. So you can just pick one of these slides that has, let's say, pick this one. And you start up here, why this career. And down here, you give your explanation for it. You can literally copy and paste. Whenever you paste, you should always paste without formatting. So when you do that, okay, this is not supposed to be doing that, so let me go ahead and add that. Okay. So you should be able to paste. I can't because I'm on a guest account right now. I'm interested in studying ancient and modern societies. Now, this is an example of a terrible slide. It is sloppily laid out. It does not make good use of its space or anything like that. There are no graphics. There are no images that make it look better. It has the absolute bare minimum amount of information on it. So you should just be aware that a slide like this might not pass. A slide like this might pass if it actually has what it needs. So you might be like, well, how do I know whether a slide has what it needs or not? That is where you go back over and notice what the next couple of things says. D, the absolute minimum number of slides required to pass is 5. Do not expect a good grade if you do the minimum, though. You might pass, but don't expect a good grade. To get the best grade you can, you should, number one, check out the attached rubric. Okay. Here is the rubric down here. Required elements from outline, which are the actual parts of the outline, is worth 25 points. The images and graphics, the relevance of them, as in, do you have images and graphics? Do they relate to your assignment? That's 25 points. Is it attractive? That's 25 points. Do you have a bunch of grammatical errors? That's 25 points. Okay, so what does a good one look like? Well, number 2, check out the example presentation that's also attached, although make sure you notice the example presentation is not complete. It is a partial example showing you what a good presentation looks like. So you open it up, and this is the one that I created. And if you click through, you'll notice that I tried to make it a little bit more interesting looking. I fleshed out why I'm interested in this career. Got the general and specific duties on the same slide here, but then there's another slide with duties that have the hours worked ordinarily required and anything unusual. And notice how this picture depicts what is in the unusual nature of the hours that they work. And qualifications of workers. Notice that I laid out the first few qualifications here, but not all of them. And I would like you to see how this picture goes along with this part of the presentation, and this picture goes along with this part of the presentation. Now notice how this is only about the first half of the presentation. I've already filled up 5 slides. So just be aware, if you stop at 5 slides and you have not covered all the parts of the outline, then you will not receive a good grade. You may not even receive a passing grade on it. Okay. So if you have any questions as you're working on it, make sure that you let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to just let you rock and roll on it, and you have the entire week to finish it. Okay. This is your entire week's worth of work. So I expect these to look pretty good whenever you turn them in. All right. If you got any questions, make sure you email me. See you soon, guys.